Summer 1979 Adventures. My daughter Karen is holding up the title card, and she's telling that her dad and mom are going to Jamaica for a vacation. Say, that sounds great. Diane and Ray are going to take a vacation by themselves, no kids, and we are going to Jamaica. So everybody get on the boat, and we are going to Negril Bay. And it's Negril Beach Village, and that's where we're headed. And we stayed at a nice resort there. I believe it's called the Sundowner Hotel. Well, how do I know that? Well, basically because that's the sign right there that tells what it is. And it was on the beach in Jamaica, and it was a lot of fun. Diane and I stayed there for about a week, I guess, and just had a great time. Saw all the sights, all the beautiful flowers of the area, the ocean, and had a terrific time. A lot of excitement. This is Jamaica. This is 1979. There's a lot of adventures on this. There's Diane. See the boating in the background. And we did this for a week and then went back to the States. My daughter, met me in let's see, where did she meet me? I think she met me up by Washington, D.C., and she flew in, and I met her, and then Diane went back home, and then I was involved in doing some business in the United States, at that time I had a company called National Consumer Events, and we were putting on Christmas shows, and we were looking for venues to put them on, so we'd go from city to city and look for convention centers, large hotel ballrooms, all that type of thing. So I said, Karen, come out with me. You can be my secretary and help me write down some things when I talk to all these people about the different venues. But that is going to take place a little bit later on. Right now, we are still in Jamaica. Jamaica, man. Here we are. And we're having a good time, and those are boats out there, as is very obvious. There's Diane, and we're going somewhere to have some fun, because that's what we did the whole time. And here I am just gabbing away. You know, this is really incredible, how I can sit here and watch these movies, and to think that anybody else will have any interest in them whatsoever. Yep, I am a very positive thinker. Because as we have foot after foot of movie film, this was all Kodachrome film, by the way, and it's very old, but you know, the color stayed really good in this. It's absolutely amazing how good the colors are here. Even though it's old, the color just remains the same. Wow. Not a lot of indoor shots, because the film was very slow, as they said, so you couldn't get indoor shots. It's amazing now. Everybody has their iPhones, and the pictures that those iPhones take, I tell you, is absolutely incredible. But in these days, you just couldn't get indoor pictures. But we had a lot of great outdoor pictures. Now, Diane wanted to do some parasailing. A few years earlier, I had given her some skydiving lessons, which she never quite got, but she wanted to do parasailing. So here she was, doing parasailing. Whoa, Diane, what's happening to you? You're falling down on the beach there. Well, there are these big parachute type things, and the boat goes, oh boy, yeah, a little sore there, wasn't it? Well, anyway, the boat goes out there and pulls the poor victim, in this case is Diane, with that parasail, and she runs out there, and next thing you know, whoa, there she goes. I tell you, I wouldn't want to do it, but she had guts. The fact that she was married to me for as long as she was showed that she really had a lot of guts. But anyway, there she is in the parasail way up above the ocean. And everything worked out great because she didn't die, and everything was fine. There she is. Look at that. Isn't that incredible up there? That's pretty amazing if you ask me. And I'm sure that they don't have a lot of safety regulations in Jamaica. And so it is amazing that people do that and they actually don't get hurt. But here she comes. Oh man, I don't know how she could do that. Here she comes. She's going to land in the water, and she's safe. How about that? Incredible. Well, I give her credit for A lot of guts, Diane. Way to go. Looked like that was very, very good. Oh boy, not for me. For you, yep. Wait a minute. Did I do this? I'm not so sure about that. I don't think that I did that. I said, let me out of here. Nah, I don't think I want to do that. Did I do that? You know, I don't. If I did it, I sure as heck don't remember. And I think for a reason, because I just flat out didn't want to do it. But I did. And Diane took pictures of me, and I just, oh, that looks awful. And I guess I did do it. I'm surprised. I'm seeing this movie for the first time in many years, and I didn't realize that I actually did parasailing myself. But apparently I did. Maybe it was something that I wanted to forget, but holy mackerel, when I came back down, as I recall, it hurt a lot. I didn't like that. Yep, there I go. My goodness. Yep, please keep your legs close together. We don't want any giant accidents. Oh, there I am in the drink. And I must say, very pleased that it was over. Now, come on out and get me. Resuscitate me. Save my life. They're pulling me up there. Oh boy, Jamaica. Yeah, we had a good time in Jamaica. I'm not sure that this was part of it, however. Wow. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm safe. Don't ever let me do that again. Keep me out of the water. Ay. Let's go back and have a more placid existence by laying out there and just enjoying the beautiful beach. Let's not get all worked up about having to fly through the air like that. That's just a little bit too much for me, I'm afraid. No. We could certainly do without that. That's for sure. Nice area, though. We had a good time. Beautiful place. You can see we all enjoyed the great water sports there. And there's Curvy Diane out there in the water. And there I am. And right now, we are going to go aboard Trans-Jamaica Airlines. And that means that we're just about done with our trip, I do believe. So we say goodbye to the beautiful country of Jamaica. Well, we got to stop at a couple more places maybe before we actually conclude this fine trip. Oh, that's right. Let's sit down here for just a second, and I believe, oh yes, here's the guy who takes a big swig of kerosene and then blows a lot of flames out of his mouth. I don't think that's a real healthy thing. Oh, now all of a sudden, it's the end of Jamaica, and Karen and Ray are in Washington, D.C. There we are. Karen joined me now, and I'm doing some business, but we depart from the business to do typical tourist activities. So here we are in Washington, D.C. We are staying a few days, got a nice hotel room, and visiting all the sites that I thought that would be good for Karen to see in her education as a young woman. So, this is 1979, and I think that Karen would be around 10 or 11 years old here. That's right. Good time to visit Washington. There's the Capitol. There's my daughter running through the scene. There's my daughter eating an ice cream bar and wearing her shirt that says, "Go hike the Grand Canyon." Now we go into the archive building and see all the great documents from past years that have been important in the history of the United States. Then, of course, we want to take a trip up to the top of the Washington Monument, where we can look down and see the Lincoln Memorial. And there it is, the memorial to the great American President Abraham Lincoln, who was instrumental in keeping our country together, freeing the slaves, and having the Emancipation Proclamation. And there I am standing out in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Now we're looking at some beautiful topiary, and pretty soon we're going to be leaving Washington, D.C., and we'll be going to Disneyland. Actually, not Disneyland, but Disney World in Florida, where I had some stops to make for business down in Florida. So if you're going to go to Florida, what do you have to do? You've got to go visit Disney World, a very important part of this trip. Okay, Karen, what's next here? Got anything special? There's the Washington Monument out in the distance. Yes. Oh, and on to Florida and Disney World coming up. Okay, that's good. There's the Magic Kingdom right there, Walt Disney World. Karen and I actually visited Disneyland, Disney World here in Florida, and then later on, in about 8 or 9 years, I think we visited Disneyland in Japan. So we've seen the Disney amusement parks all over the world. Here we are at the nice carousel with the horses and everything. Kind of a very tame ride here. And we'll be visiting other things. Don't tell me we got the teacups probably coming up here very shortly. We stayed in a motel in Kissimmee, Florida. I thought that was a very unusual name. Yes, looks like there's a little weather out there. Got the famous Disney Castle. And we're viewing all the different things there at Disneyland, Disney World, having a good time. And, oh yes, the famous teacups. Okay, Dad, come on. Can't we do anything a little more exciting than this? Yeah, well, I've got some ideas here. I think we could do a few more things exciting. How about those jets that go around? How would you like to go on some of those? No, let's stick with the teacups for a while, huh? And then, of course, we have those rides that go over the entire area. And that's always a good time. Oh, yes, here it is. This is the special space exhibit where kids ride in those various spaceships spinning around right there. And that's what we did. Matter of fact, would you believe me if I told you that Karen was in one of those spaceships? Which one? I don't know. But I would just stay there with my movie camera, and it would take foot after foot after foot of movie film trying to get a picture of her going around. And I'm not sure that I accomplished that. But she's out there somewhere. Yes, she is. And I will just keep on shooting and shooting and shooting till maybe we actually see her somewhere there. And I guess we don't, but that's the way it goes. So that was our big trip down there to Disney World, my daughter and I, and we did some business, and I arranged for some venues for my Christmas show company. And but most of the time, all my films are regarding just the fun that my daughter and I had down there in that summer of 1979. Here we are, finishing up our trip to Washington, D.C. and Disney World. It was a great time. First with my wife Diane, and second with my daughter Karen. Yep, had a lot of fun. But now it's about time to go home. So, let's head for home. What do you say? Okay? And I bet the next thing we see is Home Sweet Home. Yep, it's backyard fun. There's our pool in our backyard in Scottsdale. There's my son Barry. And we're just going to have some fun right now in the backyard of our home. And of course, I'm going to be real tricky with the photography. See, I'm going to do a lot of stop action. There we go, because he just jumps in. Next thing you know, jumps in again. Now we got Karen and Barry. Both of them are going to jump in the pool at the same time. Isn't that exciting? Kids in a swimming pool. Yep, okay, number one, we're just learning. Number two, we're getting a little bit better. Number three, let's do it again, only this time I want to see it much better. Oh, yeah, she's getting better, all right. And fast, too, huh? Isn't that great? What's number four like? Oh, now she's got some spring in those legs. Number five, she jumps and she dives in like that. That's good. Here's number six. We're going to go off the diving board. Number six. Oh, that is very good. How about number seven? What's number seven? Oh, number seven is backwards. Wow, she's getting great. Number eight. Oh, boy, that's Olympic quality. And number nine. What's number nine like? Number nine is just a fabulous dive right in there. Congratulations. I think we've got some Olympic gold medals headed your way. Yes, indeed. A lot of backyard fun. Now we're going to have Barry the Magician, and he's going to call over Karen, and I think we're going to have a great magic trick here. I have a feeling he's going to make Karen disappear. Abracadabra. And she's gone. Wow. How on earth did he do that? Why, that is absolutely incredible. Oh, wait a minute. You can't leave her. We don't know where she is. You got to bring her back again. Come on. I don't want to have my daughter disappear. Oh, there she is again. Barry, you are absolutely magnificent. How did you do that? That is absolutely spectacular. Now, if you tell me you want to cut her in half with a saw or something, I don't think we want to do that. Who's that goofy-looking guy? Please do not claim that person as your father. Oh my, somebody else taking pictures of Dad here. Very unusual. Okay, now we're going to do a very unusual thing. We're actually going to have some mowing of the yard. And believe me, this yard could use something more than mowing. It needs a good landscaper, which I was never very good at. But anyway, we had some trees in the backyard, and now there's the mower. So that's it. That was our summer of 1979, our summer adventures. Thanks for watching.